Okay, yeah. Bah humbug, says Caleb. Yeah. Seemingly back in. Yeah, I actually suspect the problem is a switch that I've got on the wall. So if I go recycle power to that, it comes right back. So that's my thoughts on that. All right, sorry about that, kids. Let's go back over in here. I'm working on the string manipulation code to modify these files here. So this code, this right here, if we kind of zoom in on this bit right here is the linking code. So this links up the hue, the lightness, the saturation, and the contrast. All of those are linked up to what's called group 99. So group 99 is kind of a special group I have for the textures. So the paper background and the texture over the foreground, all of that. So that's kind of the card color. So those are all grouped together. So changes to one mean changes to all of them. So I'm looking for that. I want to preserve that if it exists. I also want to check to see if I've got the parens, and if those exist, remove those and replace them with my own. So the first thing I'm going to do is see if this part exists and remove it. So I've got this code saying, hey, if the file name contains that, then we're going to say the layer links. Well, we need to do two things. We need to say layer links is equal to file name dot everything after. Oh, do I not have my D&D? All right, I'm going to kill the app here. Hold on a second, because I really need to bring in my D&D core. D&D core's got some extension methods. One of them is this awesome everything after extension method for strings that makes it simple to write code like this. So we're going to say the layer links is equal to everything after. And I think I'm going to give it a this plus that. Like that. So layer links is empty here, and then everything after. So now, then the other thing we need to do is we need to say, hey, the file name no longer contains that. So we say file name is equal to file name dot everything before. There's an after last, so we can do the same kind of thing here. Everything before last one, like that. Okay, so there's our file name has been updated. Then I want to do something similar here where I can say, hey, if the file name contains an open paren, then we're going to say file name is equal to everything before the last open paren. Good. Then I want to say my positioning, I guess, is equal to we need to do the grab the image cropper dot left margin. Image cropper dot top margin. That's my positioning string. Then my new file name that's going to be equal to my let's do this path.combine. And here, by the way, I can create that using alias up here. Like that. So we can use syspath down there. Syspath here. Here, there. Okay, so new file name is path syspath.combine directory file name It's got an array. It's 3, 4. That's what I'm looking for. 4 right there. So the file name. Well, we can actually. No, I'm actually thinking about changing this up a bit. We're going to set this equal to file name. Positioning. Layer, oops, layer links, like that. And then finally we'll say destination file is equal to syspath combine new directory with the new file name and also the extension. And I think that's it. Now we can come in here and say copy the file to the destination file. And then we can apply the crop to the destination file. So that's our kind of safe way in there. Nope, what's wrong here? Oh, I don't have an overload for it. Interestingly, I do have an overload, I think, for this. I think I want to do the same kind of thing here for the apply down here. So it's a little bit easier. Okay, let's try that. Should the new file name be the open paren, be the regular before in case there are multiple? I'm only intending to have one paren in there, not multiples in there. When the one paren is for the positioning. I'll look at that back in the code when we get back to it. Let's go to, in the meantime, let's go to Infinite Stones. Let's go into Gem and choose Compress. Step through it, see what it looks like here. Everything before last. So we're thinking that your suggestion, I think, is this. I guess my contention is if there's only going to be one paren in it, it's only that. There are no parens in the other syntax for the layer links. So they'll both work, I think. That's what you're talking about. All right. So here's what we have. We've got a directory. There's our directory. There's our file name. And there's our new positioning, 124.99. The new file name is equal to that. So our layer links were empty. Destination file. Uh-oh. That didn't work. Okay. Let's try maybe that. That's better. Okay, let's see if we can do a copy on the file. We can. Let's apply the crop to it and run. Now let's look at the folder. That looks like it worked. Okay, good. Now what I want to do, let's see, can I delete this file? I can delete that file. Sweet. Well, I'm not sure why it was locking before. What I needed to do, what I was doing that was making it lock it. Let me click away and click back to it. Now it should be using that other file. And now if I stretch it, yeah, it's stretching from the new upper left positioning, which is better. Okay, cool. So compress seems to work. Let's try it on the plaque. The plaque is right there. We'll right-click this. We'll choose compress. This time I'm just going to run it. And now if we look over here in the code, there's the new plaque file. See, it doesn't have all that extra space on it. It's got the same name with its positioning. Let's delete this one. And back over here, we'll click away and click back to it. And yeah, everything is working with the plaque. There it is right there. There it is. And we can verify where the anchor point is based on this right here. Okay. All right. That's not bad. That's pretty cool. All right. So step one, back over here, if we look at what we're doing, we built a tool to scan the image, ignoring completely transparent pixels to calculate the center. Yeah, we basically made that work. So determine the anchor point, not quite. We're not quite anchoring yet, and we kind of need to do this. We need to do this with respect to this, adjust the code to respect the anchor point. I think what this means is everything, when we open it, we will default to anchoring it in its center. So we'll figure out the width and height, anchor it to the center. So we're going to write code that does this part next. I put these thoughts up here, and I think this is correct, I think. But basically it goes like this. If I have an available space here, right, whatever this available width is, and I have a scaled width I want to put it in here, that X position, in other words, this point right here of where I want to line up over here on the left edge, that X position, the equation for that is equal to my start X, which is wherever this thing was here, right? Wherever this one was originally lining up, plus the available width minus my new scaled width divided by 2. And this should work as well for when my scaled width is bigger, because it should give me a negative number here and just pop it out over here. So it's just getting the difference between the two. And notice I've got two sides that are the equal sides and dividing by 2 because I only want to go back by one of them. And I think that code is going to work. So that's kind of, we'll keep this in mind right here. Looks like we got the cropping part right. We just need to move the anchor point to the center. So first thing I want to do is, where's the bot lurking? Did we lose? Need constraints. We lost Janiscu 7s. We did not get Janiscu 7s. Fanfare. Does that mean control from the chat room on Fred and myself is dead? It's like we lost our listener to the chat room. Our Twitch listener, I think, died. That's what I think has happened. I think what I need to do is look for when the connection is disconnected. Oh, wait, because this is when hold on, I know why. Because we lost internet. Hold on, we're gonna have to restart this stuff. Because we lost internet here while I was broadcasting. I'm pretty sure that's the problem. Those two are down. Closing down the Dungeon Master app. Shutting down, restarting both of those apps. Refreshing the overlays. Gonna lose music for a second. There we go. And starting back up. The Dungeon Master app. Okay. All right, so let's go figure that out. The first thing I want to do is I want to, in figuring this out, I think step one, there you go.
right now.
All right. Well, Genesco 7 is saving the day. I was up here writing down what I wanted to do here. And, oh, Cody Gorilla! Get this out of the way. Screech Rat is here too. And we got that working. That's awesome too, yeah. So, next time somebody says something like right about now, Screech Rat's gonna, there it comes. I was talking to my wife about this morning. It's my punch dance right there. Hold on a second. I want to get rid of all these other name tags here. Okay. So step 1, anchoring code. Review existing code and get a sense of where we need to change it. I'm a little bit worried about this code. I'm worried about edge case bugs and our ability to nail this quickly and accurately. That's what I'm worried about. I want to nail it quickly and accurately. I've worked with anchors before in the past. We've got it in our lower level engine, and I didn't do a great job in the initial implementation of it. It works, but it doesn't work with scaling, and because of that, I never went back in to try to fix it, and it's just like I have a healthy fear of the code we're about to write. So I'm a little bit worried about it. So the first step is I want to review existing code and get a sense of where we need to change it. What our changes are going to be. That's step 1. And I guess step 2 is to make those changes. Make those changes and test. That's what I think we're going to do. We also need to, associate with this making those changes, one of the changes we need to make is we need a new anchor property. Probably for the card image layer, I think. And it's going to be calculated on image load to be the center of the image. Offset, center of the image as it would be positioned on, as positioned on the card. Design pattern says fearless. And not this morning. Okay, as positioned on the card. So we're going to get an anchor property. Those changes are going to include, well, here let's talk about what they're going to include. They're going to include anything that scales. Any scaling code will need to change the, I think it's the properties are called start X, or is it offset X? Oh man, I don't even know what property we're going to need to change. Or offset X right there. Yeah. Fred's fearless. Fred's got this. Fred's like, you got this, Mark. You got this. Any scaling code will need to change the start X or X offset X properties. So when we scale it, we're going to need to move where it actually is positioned on the canvas, because the canvassing always works with, of images is always anchored to upper left. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's any abstraction. So Fred says I got this. Jen7 says design patterns remember, and I don't think really we're not sure what we need to remember. I feel like maybe we've forgotten it. So any scaling code and I think we will not change stored positions in the deck, in the deck on Google Sheets. In other words, the positions I think are going to be In other words, positions will still be the upper left of the image. I think, because then we won't need to make any changes there, I think. Screechrat says, my keyboard is dropping characters once in a while, and then the key sticks and I get 20 of the same character. Not good, Screechrat. I use a Microsoft Natural keyboard. I've shown it in the past. Excuse me, I'll finish that in just a second. I use a Microsoft Natural keyboard, and I've got like 6 backups. One of them is brand new. The others are all kind of semi-used that I've had just in case. Because there was a moment when Microsoft said, we're discontinuing the Microsoft Natural keyboard. And I was like, what? And I bought them up like crazy. Mark always makes time to party. I have the same keyboard as you, Mark, and it's an issue with the USB in my Surface Book 3. Holy cow. So the keyboard is good and the USB is not? That is like, that's a little distressing to me to imagine that scenario. All right, so first step, let's review existing code and get a sense of where we need to change it. Let's go look at that first. I'm going to use a CodeRush feature called Code Places, and I'm going to store over here I'm going to create a favorite group over here, and I'm going to store links to code for dealing with the anchors. So I want to do this. I want to look for canvas.setLeft. I'm going to just do a search for it. I know I've got a couple places in here. Set left. Let's look for that throughout. I'm going through the whole solution, so maybe that's a little overkill. I should have just done only this project. All right, it's taking so long. Is that not a cancel? Stops the background fine. Okay, that took a while to stop it. One more time. Let's do it only in the current project. Find all. Yep, it is a known issue with Microsoft. No fix for it yet. My coworker has the same setup with a different keyboard and sees the same issue. Oh my God. That is huge. Zero matching. Canvas.setLeft. Am I totally getting that wrong? Pretty sure that's right. All right, let's keep. I'm not sure why I'm not finding that. Well, let's go to card image layer. This is where there's a lot of stuff. There's a call in here called create image. That looks like it right there. We go to image utils and we create the image. Then we call binding helper, bind properties, bind to canvas position. Okay. And we're taking the X property and setting it to the left, and the Y is to the top on the canvas. So what we need to change is the X and Y properties, but still, those might be calculated. I'm not sure about those. Let's go look at this. Let's tab the next reference on this. It uses start. Okay, here we go. Details property changed. X is equal to start X plus the offset X on the details. So this details offset X, that's what happens when I move that slider left and right for the X position on the card editor. The start X is what it gets on load. I'm pretty sure this never changes. Let's verify that. Ooh, yeah, this is the parse of the parens right here. So start X is set there. We are making a change here. Yeah, when we're syncing it up. I'm worried about that. I'm wondering if I should change this around to say details offset X is equal to X minus Start X. Let's try that and do the same down here, because I have a feeling these both could work. And let's comment out those and set a breakpoint here. Let's get to the, where's the app running? There it is, right there. Oh. Someone's at the door. Who is it? Yes, who's there?
Good morning, Mr. Miller. How are you?
Oh, Rory's showing up, kids. How you doing, Rory?
I'm doing all right, my friend. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Good. Yeah.
Excellent.
Looks like my volume was a little high. I'm turning that down. Okay. We're working on anchoring right now, Rory. Anchoring of properties here. I just made a change to the code here. Anybody hear anything? Oh, what was that? I didn't see anything. Did you guys see anything? Oh no, bad feeling. What the? Come on, Wicked Blue Ninja. Ooh, Rory is here. Yeah. Blue smoke all over now. Yeah.
What do you mean by anchoring?
Okay, anchoring is so here's the deal. I'll show you. Look at gem. If I go in and stretch this horizontally, it's anchored to its upper left position.
Sure.
I want it anchored to its center position, so when I change this, it still stays centered wherever it is. Mm-hmm. Okay? Same thing with the plaque. If I come down here and I stretch it, I want it getting bigger but centered, or smaller but centered.
Are you suggesting that everything should be anchored in the center, or that you wish to be able to tell it how to anchor itself?
Well, right now we're going to start with everything in the center, but if I ever need to change it, then I'm going to say the second one. So we've already, since you've been gone, okay, sorry, we're just going to get...
That's fine, that happened in my head too.
They're going to mute us, and okay, here's what we did that was cool though. Where are we? We're in the Infinite Stones. We added a new feature that allowed us to right-click here and choose Compress, and then it will take a big image and turn it into a small image, cropping all the way around it, and then saying where it goes, like here, the background. I'll give you a demo on it. So we go to background here, we'll right-click, we'll say Compress, and now it creates this new background here with positioning information to say where it goes. So instead of, I lose all that white space. I can now delete this one. There's my lock right there. If I close this down, let's save it. If I close this down and now delete this, it'll still work because it'll put this in the right spot. That's kind of what's going on here. I just made this change. I want to see if this works. I initially came up with this as a fix to, this is when we have two properties that are linked together, the X and Y, and we're dragging the two pieces together. This was a fix that worked for that. My test was to move the snake around. The snake has a background color for its skin and a foreground color for its mouth and teeth and eyes. And I don't want to change those. I want the mouth to always be red, but I want to be able to change the skin color independently of it. So let's see if that code still works. If this alternative to what I had before works. If it does, then I can now claim that Start X doesn't change, which is kind of, I was feeling a need for safety. I wanted to have a claim there that a property didn't change. So I think Gravestone has got the snake. Here we go. Notice, Rory, snake eyes and mouth, I've linked up the properties of their visibility. So when I turn off one, the other turns off as well. And I've also linked up, let's see if this works. Clear that, run it. All right, let's see if it works. I think it's working. Sweet. So I can do a hue shift on the snake and see the face contains, I should even be able to scale these up as well, right? Scale these up like this and this, and then we can get a much better, let's bring this up here. Let's bring that up there. Get really, really big, and then we'll go ahead and change the snake color, and you can see how the mouth doesn't change color, right? Mm-hmm. So that is working. That's sweet. I love that that's working there. Okay, cool. It's kind of, well, actually, I don't want to see the snake. We'll turn that off. Okay, sweet. So that's good. That's really good.
Given that demonstration, it occurred to me to ask, have you got any plans for animating facts? So that the card isn't static, the snake isn't in one place, it animates the snake from point A to point B for the duration on screen or something like that.
No, I don't, because this has got to be uploaded as either a PNG or a GIF. So,
okay, so we're going to capture this in a state.
We're going to capture this, right, exactly. So we're creating a state, we're going to capture it out, that will generate all those images. Tomorrow I think we're going to work on the generation of these, I think, the random generation of all of these. And then once I have the files, then I'm going to upload those. I'll either manually upload them, or we'll hopefully figure out a way to harness the Streamloots API and do it. I am not an expert on this at all. But if we go into Streamloots API, I've shown this up here before, hoping someone in the chat room can see this and say, oh yeah, I know how to do all that. Can help us through that tomorrow or next Tuesday when we get to this part. But basically I'm hoping that one of these posts will do what I want to do. Create one or more new sets of cards. New set cards. Where's my example code? No, I thought there was some example here. No example available. Yeah, maybe this will be harder.
Maybe not for this particular one.
Pages. I don't really want a page. I'm not sure what the pages are. I don't know what pages are. Let's look for the word card on here. Create an array of card archivations. Create an array of card orders.
One or more card sets.
Update set cards partially. Create one or more new set cards. I think it's this one. Update one or more new set cards. Do I have example code here? Nothing. So I don't know what I'm supposed to send. So I don't know. I'm not sure if this is something that we can do or not, but that's kind of what I think that is. That API streamloots.com. I'll put that out in the chat room in case anybody out there is like a genius. Wicked Blue Ninja's already helping out by saying, yeah, I know none of that. That's me, Wicked Blue Ninja. I'm that guy. I don't know anything about this. I've done this once or twice in my life, this post and get and all of this. It's just not where I spend, any of my time. So I don't know how to do that. Okay, so right now what we're doing is we want to do anchoring. We figured out the cropping, right? So you've seen that. On loading up, I want to anchor to the center. The URL looks like a normal REST API. So design patterns, guess what? Yeah. You know more than me because I couldn't even say that. I don't even know what a REST API is. I was guessing maybe that word could be used, but I couldn't use it with confidence at all. So thanks for that. I appreciate that. We just got to find the right one, and the body headers are probably in the top. Oh, Design Pattern is going to help us out. All right, Design Patterns, you help us out, and I'm going to prioritize your fanfare.
You've just been nominated as the designated expert, Design Patterns.
Yeah, your fanfare just pops up to the top of my priority list if you help us through that. We figured that out. That's going to be next week, I think. So, plenty of time to get there. So this is the code for kind of figuring out what the X position is if I'm going to position it on a canvas. Because the canvas doesn't have any concept of anchors, to my knowledge. I wish it did. I don't know. Should we go ahead and search for that just to make sure?
Sure. Before
I build a whole bunch of code based on WPF canvas anchor. Is that enough? Yeah, they've got the alignment. That's not what we're interested in. I want to say no horizontal alignment.
I think it maybe have an anchor point.
Gosh, yeah, it's like an anchor point is what it is. How to set an anchor property?
Or maybe they think of it as an origin. That's another potential phrase.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything there. There's nothing that I know of inside of it. It's always the set left. There's no set of that. So the X is set here, and then we modify. What we're doing is we're modifying. So when this is the block of code we're in is what happens when a property is changed that's linked together.
Yeah.
Okay, so we first change the X to match the value, but then we make it so if we ever need to calculate our own X again or save it, we change offset X so that it's equal to whatever the equation is. So it's X minus start X. We're about to, and I think that it's also kind of important to document these. I'm going to stop the app for a second, and I'm going to say the upper left position of this layer when loaded from the file, or the left position of this rather. This one is the top position of this layer. We also have offset X. Down here in layer details, we're going to say the offset when added to start X to position this layer on the canvas. Let's double check that. We're going to tab to next reference. We should see it, there it is right there. See it added to start X to determine the X position. Okay, I've got the same equation in two places. I am going to extract this, call this calculate X. Just double check. We're going to go into that. I'm going to paste what I just cut in, and it's the same. Cool. We're going to take all of this and duplicate that, call it calculate Y. Look at CodeRush, help me out there. Thanks, CodeRush. CodeRush says, you're welcome, Mark. And then we'll do this. Whoops. I'll do the same thing here. I just duplicated the line to get that calculate Y, so I can quickly come down here, do that. And then where's that other Y?
I seem to remember classic CodeRush having a detect duplicate code facility.
Yeah,
we have right about now.
We have that. We have it, but we don't have consolidate. We have detect duplicate code, but we don't have consolidate.
Fair enough.
All right. Guess what I'm going to do here? I'm going to create a method here because I think I might need this in other places here. I'm going to say calculate offset. I'm going to put these right next to each other, these methods. So it'll be easier for me to think about it. And let's copy that to the clipboard, come up here. We're going to extract this like that. And let's go see, are these all together? They're not. Let's go find where the others are. Calculate here. All right. Sweet. Okay. So what I said I was going to use, I was going to use code spaces here. So I'm going to say add to favorites, new group. We're going to call this anchoring. So I started this, by the way, Rory, I should probably emphasize this again. I started this saying, look, I'm worried about edge case bugs and our ability to nail this quickly and accurately.
Yeah.
This is I'm not feeling like I'm in genius mode today. And so this is something that we want to be careful at. If I'm worried about, whether we can do this or not, then we want to be really careful. So I'm going to take some careful steps here. So step one that I'm taking in here is review existing code and get a sense of what we need to change and where we need to change it. Okay?
Fair enough. Yep.
All right. So the step one, and the other thing I'm doing is I'm making use of code places so that I can have my anchoring group right here, and anything that's related to anchoring, I want to put a link to it so I can I can have everything that's related easy access to it.
See, that's interesting. I don't know that I've seen that feature before. I was aware of the generality between showing you the code as it was, but you've got abstracted collections of methods there.
Yeah.
That's really clever.
It's not bad.
So you get to define the terms that you want to use, in this case anchoring, and then add a bunch of related things to it. So they don't. I'm assuming they don't necessarily need to be next to each other in the code.
No, they don't. No, in fact,
that's cool.
In fact, here you've got you're seeing. You know what? Hold on a second though. I just saw something I didn't like. What is that? What is going on with that moving?
Are you dragging the group?
Nope, I'm only clicking on it. Let's get a CodeRush issue on here. We're Dog Food and CodeRush kids. This is for the developers. Developers, watch this. When I click on change property, it moves it out from underneath me. It changes it. If I click on add property link, it moves it up here. Why is it changing the order of these? I can't.
There's a tooltip there.
Click navigates to the member. I get that, but why is it swapping these around? I find it incredibly disconcerting. These are all good. These are all keeps down low. And then here, it pops up at the top. And I don't know why. I don't know why it does that. So whatever's going on there, I'd like it to not move. That's my issue right there. Code places, switches, favorites, order when item is clicked. Sometimes. I'll just say unexpected switches favorites order. That's it. Oh, we got a raid? Dylan Beatty?
Certainly does.
How can we annoy Mark today?
Incoming raid.
You can annoy me with
everybody.
Annoy me with a raid. What are you doing? Raiding my show. Come on. I'm an old man. I don't handle this. What's going on with all of that up there? Oh, look who's here. Oh, look, it's Oscar the Grouch. He's my favorite. No! My childhood favorite. Destroyed. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Surly. Surly's flying around. Okay. Making the entrance, Surly. I love it. Next, when we load, the create image is kind of central in this. Create image. We go down to image utils. This is going to adjust hue, saturation, and light. I think I need more party. I need more party. More party. All right, more party stuff. Design pattern is going to get a fanfare if you can
celebrate the raid.
Help us figure out that REST API. I'm sorry you have to walk in on this, Dylan. I can read your mind, Fred. You know that, right? Okay. All right. Well, I can read his mind. You know that, Fred. You have something on your mind you want to say too, right? What do you got? Design pattern says it's got links for me already. Oh, look at that. Those are gods singing for me right there. Just for example. All right, thank you. Thank you. Hold on, I'm having a little bit of problem clicking the link of the second one. There it is, right there. Cool. All right, look at you, design patterns. Thanks so much. I'm going to get on that and look at that and maybe learn something. Hopefully we'll do that. Okay. So back to what I was saying here. Create image creates the image. Down near the end of this, we call bind to canvas position. This is in our binding helper, and all this does is it just binds the left and the top, the left to the X and the top to the Y.
Sure.
So our X and Y have to be the left and top positions, no matter what. So that means our calculation for the X and Y, oh my gosh, could this become maybe not so hard? Where is it? Calculate X over here. So X is equal to start X plus the detail offset X. Right? And then we've got to throw anchor inside of here. And I think it goes like this. I think it's this. I have to have width minus scale width divided by 2. It's essentially what I think I have to do there.
Okay.
Well, that is my, hold on. That's if the anchor's in the center. Oh.
Well, that's fine. I mean, for the moment, we're going to assume that, right? And we can do so in those methods, those properties, or whichever way you go. And then we can have later on, if we choose to do something else, we can have an anchor type, which can, either say top left or center, and then we can conditionally react to that anchor type by returning different combinations of values from within those methods.
I think I want to get so I kind of heard part of what you're doing, but I was thinking, I really wish Roy would play with the drones more. He's far too serious. I was thinking that while you were talking, so it was kind of hard for me to Dorn, you're dorning. I saw some Dorn commands coming in there. Oh my gosh. I need to redo the math here. Well, I don't need to do it if I'm just going to flat out not do. If I don't support anchors at all and I just support a center, I don't have to redo any math.
No, but you kind of centralized the math already, right?
Kind of.
By moving it to those methods that we're calling, we can make our changes there and say, aha, this is centralized anchoring. And as I say, you could have an option for a different type of anchor for something, and then based on that setting, change the math that you use in these methods, and everything else should react well.
Yeah, I'm thinking I want to do this. I want to extract just this into get start with anchor X. And maybe I think I want to turn this into a property here, right? A property here. Like that. And rename it to start with anchor X, like this. And then I want to do this here, because then we have the same map. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm just wrapping this for a second. Let's duplicate this for a second. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here. Calculate X, calculate Y is start with anchor Y. Let's go put these up above. All right, and now yeah, I'm like, well, I'm excited that this is true. It's, I think, not going to help us. I think I need another math example is what I think I need. This works if the anchor is here.
Yes.
I think what I want to do is I want to say it really has a command to plant a garden. Isn't that cool? Hold on, let me duplicate this slide a second. I want to explore some ideas on this with it. So let's throw in let's use this symbol right here for the anchor point. So let's imagine an anchor point right there. The same anchor point proportionally would be about right there. And if we line them both up, it would go like this. Do we agree with that? I think we do. We find the anchor position. We check to see, so the anchor position, What if the anchor position were a proportion, were not as coordinates, but instead as a proportion of the width of the length? So it could be width or height. So this is my new what if here. Hold on a second. What if the anchor were stored as a percentage of width or height? Like that.
Does that make it difficult to get per pixel effects on smaller objects?
No, because WPF has doubles for positioning and anti-aliasing, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It does not matter. WPF will save us. No problems there, if I understand your question correctly. So if the anchor were stored as a percentage, so for example, hold on, let's do this.
Well, your centered becomes 50%. Nice and simple.
Yeah. Example, we're going to say, we'll just say A is equal to, like in this example here, it's about like, what about 15%? Like that, okay? Is equal to 15% or 0.15. Okay?
Yeah.
So there's my anchor. So if my anchor is this and my X is here, my X position is equal to well, hold on. We create it. We've got the anchor, so we've got to create position, the start position. I'm going to just delete this for a second and see if I can figure this out. The start position, which is going to be, let's say the start position is here. The anchor position at this point, hold on. There's something here. There's something here. Width minus scale width. It's not divided by 2. I think it might be times A. So the original width is here. This is the original width. Okay? Minus the scaled width. So my start X, hold on, let's see if this is matching up with here. I think it's times A or times 1 minus A is what I think this is. And I could totally be wrong on this here. So my start X is that which I load. So if I load the image up first and it looks like this, my start X is here. So my original width minus my scaled width is the same. So this is going to be 0. So X is equal to start X. So that one does work here. That equation does work for this top one. For the bottom one, though, I need to say it's equal to this plus the distance, the difference between the two times A. I think that's working. Because then my start X is now, or my X is now start X plus this difference times A. I think that might work. I'm going to say it works. Okay. And it'll certainly, we know it's going to work for halfway across. Because the original equation was divided by 2 instead of times A. Sorry, kids, just realizing that's blocked a little bit right there. Let me move that down so the coins aren't blocking it. Looking for some space somewhere. A little bit there. Roy, fly down and clean up those coins right there for me. Yeah. Okay. So that is my formula for my X. That's what I think it is now. So let's go look at that, implementing that, and see how we do with that. Yeah, start with anchor X. So we need this to be equal to that. Times, we're going to call this anchor X. Percent, maybe. I'm not sure if I want to call that or not. So I have original width already in here. The scaled width, I think I need that. I need a property for scaled width. And that's going to equal, that's going to be equal to my original width times my scale. It's in details dot scale X.
Nice.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah, thanks, CodeRush. And so now, I don't understand this problem here, though. Unreachable code? What are you talking about? That is definitely not unreachable. Wait, what is going on in the world? Is that not a real minus sign? Oh, it's not a real minus sign. Okay.
Right, yeah, pasting it instead.
Yeah, okay. I got you. All right.
It's a smart minus sign. Like smart
Yeah.
quotes.
And then we have anchor X and anchor Y. So I'm just going to create these up here like this. And there's my anchor X and Y. Let's go turn this into a expression body. Let's use expression body. Let's duplicate this. Look at CodeRush go to work there for me. Almost got everything. I just need to change width to height.
Certainly cut down on the amount of effort needed, though.
Oh, sure. Okay. There. And whoops. There. Oh, look at that. I lost it. Oh, no, did I lose it? I lost it out of anchoring. I deleted it for a second and it went away. Can I
So
undo
the
it?
undo the delete didn't bring it back.
Yeah. That's tough. That's, I think I'm gonna throw that out to the devs as an issue. Okay, kids, watch this. Got calculate X. I've already asked for this before, but I'll say it again. I want to be able to right-click this or click here and add it as a favorite. I want to add it to the favorites. Let's come back over here, and I'm going to add it right now. Calculate X, add to favorites, anchoring. So now I've got it added over here. It's in anchoring, and let's just do this. Oops, I accidentally deleted it. Hit undo. It's back, but it's gone forever from here. So an accidental deletion will kill it, get rid of it. And I would like it to be smarter than that. I would like it to be able to recover from a delete. What happens if I accidentally do something in here? It deletes it and I hit undo. Same thing. So any changes here kills it. And I'm just wondering if we should be maybe a little smarter about that. What do you think about that, guys? Let me know. Issue, we're going to say deleting or renaming a method. Removes it from code places. That's my issue. For anybody wondering what's going on, we're dogfooding CodeRush here. JSU7 is doing the test with the purple burst. How'd that work? Fred, it needs to be smarter. It need to be smarter. Yeah, that's what we're talking about there. Okay. So I actually feel pretty good about this. I think we got a shot of this working. We're going to set this by default to 0.5. We're going to do the same down here, 0.5. Original width minus the scaled width. I think there's a shot this whole thing works. If this works, because here's the thing, Rory, I haven't gone through the whole code. I haven't scoured it, but I'm just thinking, what if there was nothing else and this is all I needed to do? Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be good.
I'm almost afraid to hope. All right, let's go. We're going to test with infinite stones. This is the one we want to test with. It did no change. No change.
That's annoying. Okay.
Let's go see what's going on with the scale. Well, the scale's not updating anything. I think we might still be okay. I think this still could be the essence of it. But when the scale is changed, here we are, here and here. Okay. Notice we set what the height is, but we don't recalculate what the X is. So I think we need to recalculate X and Y from here. That could be as simple as that. Wouldn't that be sweet?
That'd be good.
I know, we're like, this is us. We're like, here's our imagined scenario.
A doesn't work. Let's see if B will work. Wouldn't that be good too?
Calculate X. Oh, I just saw something here. Look at this. Width is equal to this times original width. We can just set that equal to scaled width. Yeah. Right? Because it's the same thing, but now maybe I don't want to make it a property because that's deceptive. Like I can bind to it when I can't. Let's maybe change this to get scaled width. Let's stop the app a second here. We're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And I wish Mark would open live share so Rory can drive for a bit. In due time. We'll do that someday. You want to drive, Rory?
I'm not sure that would be the most healthy thing for our code.
Right. This is going to be get scaled height. So now we're going to come down here, put this in here, and this one's going to be a get on the scaled width. And then the whole reason I'm doing this is so that I can come up here and I can say width is equal to get scaled width. And this one's going to be get scaled height. Like that. Okay, and the other thing I want to do is after I want to call calculate X, and then down here I want to call calculate Y. Oh my gosh, I hope this is it. Wouldn't that be sweet?
I mean, you can see why this is better than the previous iteration, and actually, yes, this does feel very much like it's on course.
I'm nervous. I'm still nervous. You should make that a channel point redemption.
That's interesting. So enough channel points, you get to drive the show for a bit whilst Mark directs you.
That's awesome. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're testing with infinite stones. Grab the gem. We got the gem. Horizontal stretch. Ah!
Oh, there you go.
Wow. Oh my gosh, we totally did it. That's cool. And we have support for anchoring. I'm pretty sure it's going to work the other code if we specify like a particular corner, like bottom right, for example.
Yeah.
Let's try that. Here's where we're going to take it next. He would be tearing his hair out. I'd go for that. He'd be tearing his hair out. Who, me? What you got there? Twitch Dev API reference? What do we got here? Is there going to be create custom rewards on a channel? I got to go look in this space here for redemption, custom redemption. I know, I got to do it. Channel point.
Screechrat brings up an interesting point. I was actually thinking of myself as well. Are you planning to have any kind of a lock aspect ratio so that your vertical stretch and horizontal stretch effectively move at the same time?
Let's do it.
Because you wouldn't have a squashed gem in most cases, at least.
That's right. Well, you can, yes, let's absolutely do it. We want to do it here. Hold on a second. Let's look at the call stack. How are we getting in here? It's in the center here of scale X. Interesting. I don't want to do it down here. I was hoping it would be a higher level cost issue, but what I want to do is I want to do it up in here. All I want to do is if I'm holding down the shift key, I want to make these two values essentially equal, proportionally equal. That's what I want to do. This and this and this. I want to make
because that way you'll trigger both of them moving and everything will just work anyway.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Without having to overcomplicate the lower levels.
Yeah. So that's what I want to do. Shift key down and I do that. That's what I want to do. So that means I need event handlers for vertical stretch and horizontal stretch. It's the only two I think we need to sync up. So let's go look at that. View designer. Let's go find the sliders. Slider offset X. We're getting close in here. Slider, where's the stretch one? I don't see it. Here it is, vertical stretch. Okay, we need, I'm just going to kill the app and we'll write some code right now. So I think there's a changing. Is that right? Changed. Value change is probably what it is. There it is right there. So value changed, new event handler. We've got that. Now we need our horizontal slider, which is here. We can do a value change on it as well. Okay, there. And I think it's going to look like this, basically. Look, if the shift key is down, then we're going to come in and we're going to say slider dot vertical stretch. There's a feature I totally want. I asked the dev team for this. When I say dev team, I mean Visual Studio dev team for this. I want, you know what? We're going to add it in ours. That's what we're going to do. I bet we can totally do it. Hold on. Because I've asked years ago for this and they haven't given it to me. So I just realized we have something we didn't have before.
They've had their warning.
They had their chance.
Here we go.
You had your chance, Visual Studio team. And now we're gonna do it. So here's what we want to do. All right, devs, this is a feature request. So I'm in here like this. Well, here's what we have. I want slider something that's off screen. It's got a V, starting with a V. But I want the first part of the word. What I want to do to accept the first part of the word but keep IntelliSense up is I want to hold down the shift key and hit enter. So if I hit shift enter right here, instead of duplicating when this is up, I want it to be the same as if I've typed in slider like that. That's what I want. So shift enter will take it. And then I can type the next letter like a V. And at this point, if I hit shift enter again, it would be the same as if I took the next part, the vertical right there.
So you want a camel case acceptance on IntelliSense.
Exactly. I asked the Visual Studio team for this years ago, and they haven't implemented it. So I want it. So now I would type in the V and then the shift enter, and it would give me now vertical. Whatever one I'm on, it's going to finish that camel case and then allowing me to continue. That's what I'm looking for. I hope that's clear. Shift enter to, that's the feature request. Camel case acceptance.
Is there any benefit or conflict to maybe even additionally allowing the keystrokes we use for camel case navigation to work with that? So you could go almost control shift right and do the same thing you're suggesting, but also be able to control shift left and go back again if you decide against it.
Well, I definitely like, we'll say shift plus enter, I think.
That's a nice simple one to explain regardless, yeah.
Alt plus right. So Alt plus right will definitely get you there. I'm not sure about the going backwards. Maybe. Yeah, we'll talk about going backwards after we get forwards going, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is valuable without the going backwards, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can totally see where you're going with this. A lovely little addition.
Okay, so hopefully they'll get on that, and that'll be a nice, fun, easy thing to do. And I'll be like, Amanda Silver, you could have had this as yours. I gave it to you. And yeah, I think she was kind of like, Miller, you're kind of weird. I think that's what she was thinking while we were talking. But anyway, slider vertical stretch. So if we're in the horizontal stretch, I'm not sure if what are my boundaries on this? I'm not sure if they're the same on both of these. Vertical stretch. The minimum goes from 0.1 to 3, and it would be awesome if on the horizontal stretch.
It does. That's line 434.
Oh, here it is. Same range.
Same value.
Sweet. So we got that one and this one. Sweet. That's all I really wanted to know. I really wanted that to be the case. So then we're going to say that's is equal to slider. And now I want to do the same thing. Shift Enter H is what I want to do. I can also kind of do an uppercase H to kind of get me there. But sometimes I want to just get the word out there is what I want to do. So you had your chance, Visual Studio team. Great. Yep, but it's true.
Thanks for that, Surly.
They did. They did. Nothing breeds, a good working relationship like you putting out putting out links out there for the things I'm saying on the show. Visual Studio team, I'm sure they love me right now.
Friends and influence people with clips.
I'm actually talking to the guys who are on the IntelliSense team on ways that we can get CodeRush templates into IntelliSense on what kind of changes we can do. We're actually working with them right now to try to make that work because it's a challenging problem. There's like 200,000 combinations of templates, and but just a few simple rules to make all those things work. And I don't want to throw 200,000 or even 1,000 at somebody. I only want to make it as you're getting close to the template till we even decide to show it. Okay, I think that might do it. So now there's no discoverability on this yet, so we should probably add a tooltip to say, hey, hold the shift key down to synchronize. So when we're over that thumb, come up here. Well, let me do one other thing because we lost internet earlier. Yeah, what you got? I may have tweeted the Visual Studio team with it. Only May. That's why you're my favorite, Surly Dev. No one brings in chaos to the show like you do. You're my best friend, my best chaos friend.
Surly Dev keeping it real and slightly worrying.
Yeah, spends 1,000 channel points to plant a Surly garden. That's awesome. Okay, we're testing with. Hold on. What I want to do? The synchronization. Yeah.
And we would press shift, and we were going to make sure the gem expands in both directions at the same time, essentially.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking for now. Now I'm not holding down the shift. Now I'm going to hold down the shift. Okay, we solved it. We did it. We did it. It's over. We solved the problem. Sweet. Now I got a tiny little gem there. Let's save it. Just want to make sure when I click away and come back. Holy cow! I feel like we've solved this. And I thought it was not as dangerous as I thought. Turns out I had the ability inside me all along. Do you know what this is mocking, Rory? Do you know what this is from?
Little Engine That Could?
Kind of. It's a little bit like that. It's a little bit like the story of Dumbo, the Disney Dumbo.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
right? Where he thought he needed the feather.
Do you have a magic feather?
Yeah. It turned out I had the magic feather inside me all along. That's about the most I can say. Need to see a doctor about that. See a doctor about that magic feather. Get that removed.
Note this down for my therapy session later.
I said feature, I meant feather. Yeah, okay. Turns out we got it. I was worried and we didn't have to do it. It looks like we actually are done and solved that. Holy cow.
I love that.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's like
turned out good.
I'll tell you though, Rory, it was only like 8 lines of code maybe we had to write. But I strongly believe that if we had not come into this carefully, I would have messed it up. I would have blown it and we would have still be looking for where did I mess it up? How do we get it? All of that. Yeah, it's a cheesy message at the end of most Disney movies, says Frank. I want to look at, I think I want to go to anchoring next, a non-center anchor. So in the example of, where is it? Wait, hold on a second. We've got some, I'm noticing some shifting problems here though. Hold on. I may have been a little too excited. Notice the difference here. What's happening here? This is not in the right place. Why is it not in the right place? The texture is in the right place though.
What is it that you feel is wrong? I'm not sure I'm seeing it.
See this right here, this card? This is the placeholder.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Yeah, when it moves there, that is more clear. Yep.
It's got to be there and there, and I'm a little worried about it. If I click away and click back, it's reloading and positioning everything. So again, same problem here with the placeholder. I'm a little bit worried.
See it just drifting out there.
Yeah. Everything else seems to be okay, which is a little odd to me, right? Including the texture right over it. The texture has the same dimensions and everything like that. I'm not so sure about what's going on there. it is a stretch that's happening. Let me not, I'm not going to change banishment, but I've changed both of these. I'm going to save these. And I'm going to actually add a new card. And let's create the card. Let's do Witchcraft. Rare. And let's grab an image here. Let's grab Alter Self. Yeah, it's popping it in at the wrong spot.
Okay. That feels like an initialization that isn't taking advantage of our calculation.
I think you might be right.
Not on load, essentially.
I think you might be right on that. I think that might be exactly what's going on. All right, let's figure that out. What's going on with the placeholder? So that's at least we have a reproducible piece. We know what to do with that. Here's where we do it. We call replace image in placeholder. So we're calling replace image. Now we're bringing in, yeah. I think when we hit here, we want to we need to calculate X and calculate Y. That's what I think we need to do. Let's see what happens. I'm going to not make any changes. I'm going to just replace it with another image and see if it still shows up in the wrong spot. Oops, I'm hitting the wrong key. There we go. Shoot, it showed up in the right spot. Oh, that's not good. Add card. Let's do it again. This at least we know is the reproducible step. Add the image. It's in the wrong spot.
Right.
And this one puts it in the right spot, apparently. Okay, now I'm going to change the code. I'm going to change the code. I'm not too worried. We're coming in again. Going to go in. Here's B-Sense. Now what I want to do is I want to call calculate X and calculate Y. Like that. I want to see how that works. And let's see if it still didn't work. That was not what I was expecting.
Are we... Oh, no. We've got a fixed anchor until we declare it to be something else. So we're at 50%. We are centered. That's not a problem. That's exactly what we intended.
I wonder if my original width has changed on the image. That's my new theory.
Does something reset the width or X afterwards?
Hold on. I think this might be my problem. Whoops. I wanted to do... Oh, yeah. No, I think this should work. All right. So now... image, width and height. I think this is my problem. Come on. I should have just looked at height there. Width is 256. What's my original width property equal to right now? Original width says it's equal. It's also equal to 256, but is that because I just created the image? I really don't like this menu blocking everything while I'm doing this here. I'm going to move this off to another screen here. And I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to add the card, card style, change it, change the placeholder. Okay, grabbed it here. All right, so my save width divided by width. Save width is 222. That's what the previous image was. Okay, so we've just now rescaled is what's happening. Yeah, it seems to be. Oh, man. Hold on. I want to do one more experimental thing here. I'm going to run this for right now. And here's the placeholder. I just want to see where its center point is. Yeah, so it's like this is, I think the problem is, look, I brought this in here. I've scaled it now to fit. And normally we would be okay, but because we're centering around its center, this is the size of this image. This image is bigger than the placeholder. The placeholder is like that. Okay, so because what's happening is, because we're saying that upper left start offset right there is the same as the other one, I think that's my problem. I need to adjust my upper left, let's go find calculate X. I need to change my start X and Y, I think is what I need to do. I think I need to do those. I think the code may not necessarily do this, but I think it's something else with start X and Y.
Okay.
Let's try it. Let's see if we can figure our way into that. All right. Oh, and of course, we've got this big thing here blocking us. Let's close this down so we can get a little more code over here. Work over on the left side of the screen. Start X is equal to if we can find the center of this, we could subtract half of our new width, and that would be our start X. So I'm thinking something like center X minus, and I think I'm going to calculate it right up here, minus my width divided by 2. And I think up here is going to be my center X is equal to start X plus image, or just save width. Like that. Divided by 2. So I think that's this part of it. And this one becomes a save height. Divided by 2. That's my center X, my center Y.
Okay.
Then I think we're here, and this goes to height as well. And I actually don't think we need these. That's my new theory.
Okay, so it's a different variation on a similar but not the same operation.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're taking the old center X, subtracting the new width and height, because these two are changed in create image, I am pretty sure. There. Right there. See it? Okay?
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's run that and see if we have any better luck with adding a new card style. Come on. That really felt like it was going to work. Well, let's step through it and see what's going on. Yeah, heavy sigh. Yeah. Heavy sigh.
What you can do, Mark, move the WPF app such that the menu appears on the right-hand side of your screen, so that where that spell image, that way when it pops up, it won't be so much in the way.
Perfect. All right, so let's look at this. We've got our... What? 196 and 185. Those seem pretty big to me. Let's see, is that right? What are we in? What's the layer image name? Hold on, let's bring this back up. The layer name is the placeholder. So, oh, I'm sorry, but I need the name of it. Sorry, what's the name? What is it? This dot what? Display name? Oh, it's not. Yeah, it doesn't have it. I need the card. Do we have a parent card property? Yeah, it looks like I don't. All right, I'm just going to, I'm trying to remember which one I used, which of these assets. I don't remember. I'm going to just run it and then I'll make note of it for the next time. It was Gravestone I picked. All right. So one more time, let's come in again. Let's add a new card. Card style, legendary. So I'm in legendary now, and I'm going to come in here and let's check to see if the legendary height and width is, it's 187 by 187. Okay. So we see it 187, we see 187. Center X, center Y. Okay, I believe that. That feels, or wait, it's 187.
Hang on. 187 is, 151 would be the center of like 300.
Oh, but I've got the start. I'm adding start X and Y positions to this.
Okay.
Is what I'm doing. The left position of this layer when loaded from the file. So that's okay, I think. It's Jetsam, kids.
Hey, Jetsam.
Welcome. All right, so we create the image. So right now width is 187, 187. It's about to change to 256, I think. 256, 256, yeah. So now we've changed it to 256, 256. There. My start X, has it always been 58? I think it is. Well, actually I can tell. Yeah, 5878. My start X should now change to something to the left of that. What?
No.
$187 divided by 2 minus center X. Wait. Oh. We're changing it back here and here to get the scale. Sorry.
So that's got to happen afterwards instead.
Yeah, this has got to happen before.
Well, that goes before, yeah.
Yeah. I think. Let's run it and try again. Although this setting the width and height, that's the width and height of that item. Are we going to get the scale? Yeah, I think the scale we're going to have right. I think there's a shot this is going to work. Okay, so create a new one. Magic stand, we're on Gravestone. Spell image, awaken. And what do we got here? So we got the width and height is 196 to 185. That sounds about right. Center play position, that sounds about right. There and there. Now,
there we go. Predictions and
they didn't move. Why didn't they move? What's my what is image.width? Can I do that? What is image.width? It's 196.
same value.
It should not be. It should be 256.
Didn't you have an original width rather than, an actual width?
Well, this is an image. This is just a WPF image right here that I'm working with. So I need to know the width of the new image. Why? I don't understand why there's still 196, 185. I'm like not even understanding that at all. I want to do it again and step through it again. And what's going on? Is it, it doesn't make sense to me. Alter self. I wonder if I had already created it. I wonder if I'd already done the create image and it kind of grabbed and found the other. I wonder if there's a caching thing going on here. Okay, now we have wait a second. These were 256 and they just switched back. Did you see that?
Did we take the same stuff or not?
Wait, what's going on? Save width is 222. Yeah. So look at the scale. Is there a side effect in scale? Linked property changed.
But that just pushes out to other properties.
But it could...
And ultimately back here as well, but then kicks out if it happens to be the same value.
I'm wondering if there's something happening there inside of that. Let's run it again one more time and see if... Let's watch it carefully. Add a new card. Bookshelf. Bearskin. Here we go. Let's watch it. Width is 256. Height is 256. Let's go into Scale X. Okay. Right in here, I think, is where we're going to get to. I think I'm in a whole bunch of, I don't want to be here. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Huh, it wasn't there. That's not where we hit. Interesting. So we're checking to see if there's any link. There's, I guess, none. So maybe that's not where it was, but I hit run, unfortunately. I think I still got the breakpoint up there. I do. Yeah. Let's do it again. Yeah, I think what happens is, watch when I hit the execute this line of code.
And then come back out.
I'll just come back out of it. And now they're both switched back. Or this one, the width is switched back. And when I execute this line of code, height is changed back. And then my start X and Y are, not working anymore because they're just simply not changing. What I need to do is I think I need to save another. I can live with the side effects, or I can suppress the side effects. And I'm actually thinking about just living with the side effects is what I'm thinking about doing. So I'm thinking about coming in here and creating a new double here called new width, like that, and another one called new height. And then I want to use those here and here. Like that. That's kind of what I'm feeling might work. Okay, I'm just running it. Okay, one more time. Add the card. Card style. Bookshelf. Bring the image up here. Nope, it looks even further away. That's the wrong one. Let's go get the placeholder. No, that actually looks... Oh, whoa, look at that. When I scaled it, it got into the right position. So our start X and Y actually looks correct.
So it's the scaling and not the XY.
I think we need these two lines of code back down here. That's my new theory. Okay. Let's see if we can do that. Add card. Bookshelf. Astral projection. Let's see if these babies will help us. And what do we got? Ooh, that looks good.
That's better.
Add card, card style. Control wins. Okay, that looks good. Let's just double check. Yep.
Yeah.
Vertical stretch. It's centered. It's definitely centered. If I undo it, it gets too big. But what happened was it was centering it for us based on the placeholder size. So the cool thing about that is I can open up a giant image and it'll, whatever the placeholder size is, it'll scale it to fit that piece right there. Okay. Let's see what the others look like. Well, these don't look good because they came in at the wrong stuff. Let's restart. Run it one more time. I think there's some right on the side edge there. Kids asking for gum. I keep it up on the top shelf. All right, so what do we got? Oh, we got a bunch of these that are gone in the wrong places. I'm not so worried about these unless this is what happens when we load them back up. So let's go fix one. Divine word here.
Some of these might be out of place because we saved them using the other mechanic.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Let's see what happens if I do a little move here. A little move. Yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah, it's not in the right spot. This could be a load thing. So I've now adjusted it so it's in the right spot. Let's see what happens on the scaling. Yeah, I think this could have been an adjust problem on my side. Let's try it. So I'm going to save Divine Word, get out of here, and run it again. So we've got a complete start from scratch. Okay, I think that's
better.
That's my issue here. So I wonder if creating a new spell image here it puts in the right spot. So that part is cool. Did you notice that, Rory? It was off,
yeah.
And I just added a new one, and it's like, you know what? I'll figure it all out. So
it's like you've got some legacy data problems, is all.
Yeah. So here, this is like Cloud of Daggers. I can just go reselect it, I think.
Oh, that'll work, yeah.
Cloud of Daggers, and there it'll put it right back in.
That's nice.
Okay, so I'm now feeling that's better. That's also cool because the center head, it was really hard. Now that I can scale it. Oh, interesting. The center of it is there? Wait, that doesn't make sense. Oh, wait, it does make sense because it's the center of the image. Watch this, though. I wonder if I can come in here and compress it.
Which should change the relative image, center.
No, I don't think
ideally.
I don't think we need to. If I compress it, it's going to add a center. Because watch here, hold on a second. I'm going to select each one and I'm going to right click and compress it.
The center it calculates will be more accurate per the visual we're seeing.
And now I got to go delete the extras. So that compress will create an extra inside of it. That's in the Magic Stand shared top layer adornments. Here they are. I can delete these old ones or maybe move them to a folder. So just in case. So they were centering around the center of the card, right? Yeah. And so now they should center around the center of the head. Let's see if that works. If this works, this is like, I'm going to feel pretty good about what we've done so far today. All right, so let's go. These are all not right, but I think we just need to adjust these. The ones we've adjusted. Uh-oh.
That one.
We fixed this one, I thought.
We certainly used that image someplace. Did we save afterwards, though?
Yeah, I think we did. But we did not scale it. And I think what's interesting about this is it's really kind of. Whoops, I'm doing the wrong one here. I always want to get my eyes on one. All right. Nope, this doesn't look right at all. This looks like it's in the wrong spot. It's not centered. So what is it? Cloud of Daggers. That looks totally off. Oh, wow.
That's not great, is it?
No, it's not great. I'm not even sure what's happening with Cloud of Daggers. Dang it. That's not good. I can save this, and I think this will... Let's see what happens if we save and look at Cloud of Daggers when we come back in. And then I want to look at the changes we just made to the head, the centering of the heads, and make sure that those are all working.
Yep.
So Cloud of Daggers. That worked. Let's try one more test with it. Let's change to something else. Oh, it's in the wrong place. Oops, that's not the one. But if I clear these, it goes to the right place. Why does Cloud of Daggers need to be off? I don't understand that. Cloud of Daggers. All right, save it. I wonder if they have different, we'll have to take a closer look at that. Let's go look at, in the meantime, let's go look at this guy right here, the center head, let's look at scaling on that. There we go, much better. So it's in the center of it itself. So we can create a small one or a much bigger one like that. Cool. Mr. Magoo, same thing. All right, so that part's cool.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that for sure. Yeah, that's really cool. All right, so I guess we're still, are we really having a problem with this or not? Yeah, look at this. We're back at Cloud of Daggers and it's off.
It's off again.
So we don't need to, so let's just figure this out here a second. Let's, oh, again, I'm doing the wrong one. Placeholder. This calculation is off. Let's save it a second. Let's actually, I'm going to shrink it down. Again, placeholder is the one I want to be working with. I'm going to shrink it down to there, and I'm going to turn off the texture on top of it so we can see it a little easier. I'm going to save this. I'm just going to go away and come back. Okay, so that save seems to be there. Let's run it again. Yeah, I think we're like 8 lines of code or fewer away from solving this, and I have no idea what those 8 lines of code are. So it seems to save and preserve it is what it seems to do. It seems like it's in the same place when I come back. Let's grab something else. That was not cool.
No.
What it just did. What's interesting is these are showing as no modifications to it, but it's up there, so something is really off and wrong. Hold on, placeholder. Yeah, there we go. The placeholder, it's showing itself that's where to put it.
Yeah.
So how does it get there? I was hoping that was going to set a breakpoint there. What's really interesting is look at this.
It's almost like it's been ignoring. It's not initializing its values to what the sliders say, and then you move the slider just a fraction, and it starts reacting to it again.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So the fact that this is anchored in the upper left here, though, is wrong. Though it's like there's some problem with that, with the placeholder, and they're resetting both of these. Should have it in the upper left here. Yeah. So we've definitely got some code challenges there. The other problem is that now that we're here, it's different from adding a new card. If we add a new card and we say, let's do gravestone, this placeholder, the size of this placeholder is this big. If we show only the, there's the placeholder right there. That's how big it is. If we go in and say add the spell image, let's try this one more time, Bane. That works. So adding the image works. Okay. Now what happens? I move away, I come back, it's moved.
It has. But the placeholder is what's moved. Because the image is still in the same place relative to the placeholder.
Well, let's see. I need to click on this one right here. We actually kind of need to look at this. Let's see what happens if I just move this the slightest bit. Yeah, no, those are definitely, it's telling me that's where this should be. What about these? Yep, those are also in sync. They're both in sync. If I undo that, yeah, the offset is wrong when we come back. So the steps to reproduce seem to be add a card, like gravestone, get a placeholder image in there, which works the first time. And for that placeholder, we've only changed this, the X, we've only changed the scale. Right? Yeah. If we drop it all the way down, like there and there, it's right in the center. But now stepping away and then re-coming back to it is when we should see it change. So if we step away and then we come back, it's now offset.
It's moved.
So at least we know the steps to reproduce. Okay.
That just means our read and write are different to each other somehow. I mean, I don't mean saving off to disk necessarily, but...
I'm not sure that means that. I'm thinking about a place where we create this image. We call create image when we're going to load up the new image for the new layer. What's going on with groups here? Okay, groups is there. All right. Let's go find create image. We were kind of, here it is right here. So we've made some of these mods here, right? Original width. I'm thinking there might be a problem with what's the values we're passing into it. Replace image. This, I think we're calling this for the nope, it's not there for that. Let's see here. Load image. Do I have anything like that? Active card. Oh, there was a set active card, I think, in there. Set active card. So the problem somewhere in this bit of code here, I think. Set active layer text options for card. Where are we adding those to? Grid layer details. That's not what I want. I want another grid in here. Not finding it here. Let's go over to the XAML. Do the same thing. Find our grid. Oh, I see. Grid card text is inside canvas layers. So let's go find out where we're modifying canvas layers. Alternate image layer. There's some code there. Add layers to canvas. So here we call create image. And we add it. So here's this replace image piece right here. We have code here after create image, but we don't have it in the other location when we call create image.
True.
Add layer to canvas here. I think I'm going to set a breakpoint here, maybe. Let's run it. Oh, this is going to be a whole bunch of them. All right, and then come back over here. All right, let's actually, I want to write down before I forget them the steps to reproduce. Steps to repro. They are create a new card, load a new spell, switch to another card, and then switch back, I think. Does that correlate with your
I think
memory?
it does, yeah.
Okay. All right.
We can try it. Yeah.
So now what I want
Worst
to
case.
do is I want to do a conditional breakpoint on here, I think. So we're going to set only when the layer name is equal to placeholder. Like that. Hey, what's that? Okay, so close that, run it. Now it looks like we're on the placeholder, I bet. We are. Okay, so we've clicked away and we're clicking back. We're going to go into image. We're calling create image here. I'm thinking my problem is here. That's what I think my problem is. I think I want something that says, hey, look, override width, set that equal to 0, and override height, set that equal to 0. Let's get out of here. And then I want to say something. I want something that says, hey, if image, if layer dot name equals placeholder, because this is the only thing that does this funky thing, Rory. The placeholder is this special kind of case. And if it's equal to placeholder, then I want to come in here. I want to change override width and height. And then I want to pass them in here and here. To be honest, Rory, this is a guess in terms of whether this is going to solve this or not.
Sure.
But what I want to do is I want to get it from the placeholder. I'm going to skip past this one. Come back over here. And the layer has got a PNG file, I think, associated with it. PNG file. What is that? Okay, I'm totally confused. Oh, I see. Wait, no, I don't see. Layer name is placeholder. Why is the PNG file banishment.png? Oh, because we replaced it with the other one. Okay, does that mean we never keep the original file for it? All right, I don't know. I'm like a little bit confused. I'm going to clear this. I'm going to clear this. I'm going to run it. I'm going to close it and restart it. Because I'm trying to get that PNG that's there for the placeholder. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I want to store its original width and height in there because I think we need to do that, whatever it's, because that corresponds with its upper left position, or at least maybe get its center position for the placeholder. Something I want to work with here. What's the PNG file now? Light. It's already there. It's already been changed. Add layer to canvas. Tab to Unix reference is not working. Oh, because I have syntactically incorrect code. All right, add layer to canvas. Add layers to canvas. Add core layers. Get the files, add layer with the PNG file. I'm not getting it. It's from the style. Let's see. Just look for the word placeholder. Here. All right, there's my new breakpoint. I want to see if I can determine from the
Just prior to that being assigned what it was prior.
there it is. So notice off to the side here, we've got the coordinates
That's more useful, yeah.
of where it goes. But the thing is, Rory, is I don't know its width or height unless I load that image file up.
True.
And I think what I think I need is I need to store I need its width and height and the upper left and the Y, or at least its center position.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that is what I think I need to do. So I think I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to say card image layer dot set placeholder position, set placeholder details like that, and I'm going to do this, declare that. Uh-oh, I got non-responsive VS. What's happening? Why is that? It's not locked. File's not locked up. Let me report a code rush issue here. Kids, roll back about 20 seconds. I just tried to declare this. Let me bring up the keystroke visualizer and take a look at this, see if we can duplicate it. Declare method, up, down. Look at this. I'm hitting keys, and that's not moving. I hit enter, nothing is happening. What's going on? I can click away, and it goes away, and I hit escape, and I guess it doesn't even take me back to where I started. So that's what's going on there. I'll show it to you one more time here. I'm not sure why that is. I'm going to save everything here. Card layer, I'm just hitting control dot, declare method, up or down, page up, page down, home, and nothing is working.
The only thing I noticed, Mark, is in your originating location, you had the in-file search UI up in there for right-hand corner. Is that a factor?
I don't think so. This?
There it is.
No,
Yeah.
shouldn't be a factor at all. Try it again. I love that it's reproducible though. Yeah, nothing's happening.
That doesn't affect it. Okay.
Nothing's happening. Let me try one more thing here, just because, sometimes in situations like this, it's good. Let's close that and see if opening the file brand new changes any results of this. Nope.
Wow.
Let's do one more thing. Let's save everything. Let's kill. We're in edit and continue right now. Let's kill edit and continue, and now try to do it and see what happens. Whoops. Let's bring up the this so you can see what's happening here. Control dot. Not working.
Still nothing.
Okay, let me come in one more time. I am now going to close the app, restart Visual Studio, and what do you want to bet it works this time?
It'd be hard to imagine reasons why it still wouldn't work at this point.
Yeah, but if it doesn't work this time, I check in the source code, label it, and send it off to the devs. Okay, right here, wait for CodeRush to load. Loaded yet? Not yet. All right, here we go. Control dot, declare method, and it works. So some state-related issue with regards to Visual Studio and CodeRush stopped this from coming in. That was the problem. here. Card image layer. We've already parsed this out at this point in the constructor. So we know start X and Y. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, I'm going to say, I'm just trying to think of the name of the properties here I want to create. We're going to call this placeholder X is equal to, what did we say, start X? Like that. Just declare these.
Mark, not to disturb you too much, however, there are two things. One, I don't believe you've closed out the CodeRush issue. So I don't think anything's going to send.
Oh, thanks so much. You're right. That was a great. That was a great thing to talk about here. Unable to move target picker. Okay.
Yep.
Thanks so much. That was an awesome thing.
The other thing, unfortunately, is that I have run out of time for today.
No worries.
I will have to join you tomorrow instead, or say instead as well,
no.
And catch up with you then.
All right, buddy. We'll see you later.
Have a good one. We'll see you then.
Bye. Someone's going to go to jail. Probably me for that. All right. Let's see here. Placeholder X and Y. We've got both of those. And I think we need to also... get the width and height. I think we need to get the width and height. So I'm going to say... that means we got to load the image up to figure it out, I think. Is it going to be as simple as this? Let me see if there's a simpler way to do this. Get C#, get image, get PNG image width on disk. Got a system drawing call. Ooh, I like that. Then we're going to create a variable called placeholder width and placeholder height. Okay, let's declare that auto-implemented. All right. Okay. I think that has got a shot of working. And then we just need to use those in the right places later, is kind of what I think we need to do. So let's set a breakpoint here and watch that work. $58, $78, $187, $187. So those numbers feel good to me. That looks good to me as well. Okay, add layer to canvas. We've got the call to create image here. and we're a placeholder. So this is the part where I think we might need to make a change. Let me just run it. Yeah, maybe. Let's see what happens here with the placeholder here. Yeah, these are both 0 and 0. This should be centered. At 0, 0, these should both be centered. That should be centered there. So, clicking away. I think those are both good. This is the only breakpoint I really want to keep. And then back over here. Hold on, I want to make sure. I almost think I only want to do this if placeholder, if these variables haven't been set. See if we ever get down here. Nope, we're totally doing it. Loading them each time. Okay. So let's take a look at what's the problem here. The center point, hold on, not you, placeholder I want to have selected. This is set, this is at its X0 placement right there. It needs the X and Y the offsets, we need to get those. We need to have similar code to what we were doing at the last create image, I think. It was after this call. It was this bit right here. It's similar to what replace image does. Oh, a simple fix would be to load the placeholder first and then call replace image on it. It's a little longer on load time, but it's way easier on my brain time, right? It's like a much lower hit on brain time. And I think I'm going for that right now. So here, not there. Where's this call? Need to reload image. Don't think we need to worry about that. That's only for adjusting the hue. Right here. Yeah, I want to do one more thing on the placeholder. I'm going to create a new property called placeholder file. I'm going to set that equal to the PNG file. Like that. Okay, I think I need to click on something here. Okay. So now we've got placeholder height is not 0. It seems to be clearly 0 here. It says return. Oh no, it's just, I see. It's because I made those changes to it. Okay, so now what I think I want to do, 2-hour meetings during my favorite coding stream suck. Oh, sorry about that. Cody Gorilla. Thanks for calling us your favorite coding stream. You guys are my favorite coding streaming chat out there. Roy didn't want us to forget him. Look what he did. Create image. There's the PNG file right there. What I think I want to do is I think I want to come in with, I can't do this while I'm running, but I want an alternate file name, a file override is what I want to do. Like that. Then I want to come down here and say file name like this. And then I want to say, hey, if file override is not equal to file override is not equal to null, then file name is equal to file override. Otherwise, file name is equal to PNG file. And then I want to pass in file name right here. Using this anywhere else in here? No. Right there. Okay. Let's kill the app because, you know, it's not going to let us do these changes during edit and continue. And now in my create image call, here, I want to do this. I want to say sending in the placeholder file. Then I want to call replace image. Is replace image in here in placeholder? And I want to pass in the canvas. Oh, this all could work here. This would be so sweet if this works. Layer.png file name. I think that has just got a shot of fixing it with the fewest lines of code. I think there's a shot. Let's double check that. Let's go to tab to next reference inside that, and then we call replace image, and then it does this. This is the code that's important right there. Okay, let's see what it looks like now. I'm going to disable all breakpoints for a sec. Let's run it. All right, that's a good sign that the placeholder is centered there. I would call that a bad sign, but this is off. Oh, that's good. That's good. Much better. Okay. Oops, that's the wrong piece. That's the left side there. I want placeholder. All right, that's better. But did we just lose them all though? Interesting. So we lost them all, it looks like. Although that worked. Click away, come back. Is it gone? It's gone. So coming in here again, and that's not happy for me. Well, we might be okay. Okay. So what's going on? Clicking there, clicking away. Okay. Okay, replace image in placeholder. Oh, we haven't called children.add yet. we got to call children.add before this will work. And we got to do that there. Okay, so let's do it again. Let's come back up over here. That might make it work. So the Z index is not working? Nothing for that? What's happening now? Oh, I can just call card image layer dot replace image. That's what I should be doing anyway. Because I've already got that there. Let's get out of here. Let's fix that call. So it's layer dot replace image, PNG file, canvas. All right, a little bit better there. Still don't understand why it's not working. Okay, so there's the color spray file. We're trying to find that. Okay, so we find it. Oh wait, sorry. Breakpoint there. Okay, we find it. Remove it. Uh-oh. The image doesn't have an actual width. Okay, so I think we need to change this up a little bit. Replace image. Let's add override width and override height, like that. That was CodeRush right there doing that for me. I just select this right here, Shift Enter, gives me the second piece right there. It changed width to height because it saw the changes I made earlier. And I think it goes like this. If override height is not equal to 0, then I'm going to say the save width is equal to the override width, and then do the same with save height right there. And then in our call to replace image, we're going to pass in placeholder. Oh, it's in layer, sorry. Layer dot placeholder width and height. See if that works. Oops, I forgot to add default values to those. Oh, that's a good sign. That's a good sign, I think. That's not a good sign. That center is way off. I don't like that. That's a good sign. This one, placeholder. It just got put way up here, apparently. That's not good. Maybe I didn't look at this carefully enough. Start X and Y. Start X and Y need to be saved as well. That might be part of the problem. I think I want to change this. Replace image to replace placeholder. Like this. And I want to, let me copy all of this, and I think I want to get rid of that. And I need the canvas, and that's about all I need to put in there. Let's declare that. Karen, can you close the door? Thanks, no worries. Okay. I'm feeling I want to try this. So create the image, set the start X and Y, add the image to the canvas, then call replace image right there on it. That's what I want to try. And I think there's a smarter, better way to do this. There's a slight perf impact on this because we're loading the image in and then discarding it immediately. But because of the math involved, I think this might be the safer way. I don't know. Let's go look at placeholder here. Is that the center or not? It looks like it changed. It changed when I did this. That's not good. I'm not happy about that. Just make sure replace image is coming in here and doing this code. It is. So replace image. Passing the width and height. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to take a break, step away from this, think about all this, and come back. I feel like we're close, but I have to be really careful. This was kind of the thing I was worried about before on this. And I want that to, I want this to be good. Well, this looks and feels centered to me. Placeholder. Yeah, this one does not look good. Let's pop that up there to the top. Let's grab a spell image, Aura of Life, come away, come back, and it's in the right spot. Yeah, so there's some, let's do this. Let's do this. I want to save this Aura of Life and see what happens when we come back in and load it. See if it loads it correctly. Because I want to make sure I don't have a problem with just like bad data that, you know, as we're going through and testing this. So that looks good coming in. Let's change that gem. It's kind of cool. Let's save that. What else do we got? Force Cage is looking pretty good. Sleep is looking okay. I think the placeholder got resized and it's got some bad data there. Moving away and coming back on, repositions it. Color spray. That's good. That's good. So I'm going to make all of these good. Cloud of Daggers, placeholder. Got really small, it looks like. Click away, come back. There we go. So there's something that's not quite right about the way we're doing it here, but the workaround seems to be click away and come back. Catabolt. This is now animate dead, not beast sense. All right, I'm going to save and come back in and then try creating a couple and see just how bad or good it is. Where's our, still do we have the problem? All right. So those all look good after coming back in. Let's go in and change this image and see how bad or good it is. Bad. This used to work and now it does not work so well. And I change the image, I come away and come back and reload it. It looks like it's good. All right, so we kind of have a new bug, which is basically changing the card image. What about on a new card? And we come in and set it up. And now, where's the placeholder? I don't see the placeholder. Oh, look at this, the new card. This looks like the stretch on the placeholder is wrong. Yeah. So, let's write these bugs down that we've got. So load a new spell. New spells in the wrong spot. Steps to repro. So it looks like that's a problem. The workaround seems to be click another spell, click another card, and then come back. So we'll have to investigate this. We'll have to get in and see what's going on. Clicking away, clicking back. Interesting, the placeholder, I'm not seeing it at all. Clicking away, coming back. Yeah, it's like it's stretching to the wrong location. This is all good, but this new card is not working well. If we change the placeholder, yeah. So the fix seems to be click another card, then come back, then load another spell. I think that's that fix for that issue. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to end the show right there. We've got some bugs we want to look at between now and tomorrow. We're going to go raid another member of the Live Coders streaming team. I'm going to send you over to White Panther. Say hi for me. I'm going to get some lunch. And have a good rest of your day, kids. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Being here today, Flame Creations, Coding Gorilla, Surly Dev, Jetsam, Screech Rat, everybody else who's lurking, anybody I forgot. Thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.